Huge game for the Serie A restart between Inter and Napoli, Jules. How did it go?
Yeah, that was great, Nedum, on Wednesday night, to be fair. Big win for Inter. A lovely, lovely goal if you haven't seen it, but Dzeko, the switch from Mkhitaryan on the left, Di Marco, perfect cross, and then Dzeko's header. Big game because that was Napoli's first defeat. League defeat in the season, of course. They lost against Liverpool in the Champions League, but in the league, that was their first defeat. Because the gap now is a bit smaller between them, Milan, who in second, and Inter in fourth, and Juventus in third as well. So that kind of opened up a little bit more the title race when we thought that Napoli were cruising. So really good game. Napoli had chances, but Inter had more chances. I think Inter could have even scored 2 or 3. So well done to Simone Inzaghi. Went to Inter, and then I think the perfect restart for Serie A at the start of the new year.
For sure. You mentioned before Napoli lost, and that coincidentally went alongside Milan, starting with a win against Salernitana.
Yeah, I think they knew that because Napoli were playing Inter, which was a tough game, potentially Napoli could lose later in the day, that it was very big for them to start the day with a win, which they did. They started really well, 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. Rafael Leao, who was outstanding in that game, and Sandro Tonali scoring. It got a bit like rocky at the end, and Salernitana scored, and then they had to defend well, which they did, to be fair. But perfect start. Now you've closed the gap a little bit to 5 points with Napoli, which is still quite a gap. But obviously now you'll have to wait to see how Napoli responds from their defeat, and you have some momentum going into to the next game. So I think it's really good, really perfect way to start after the World Cup.
You're still back in Napoli though for everything, yeah?
Yes, although that game against Inter, I have to say, it was open and they could have scored, but they could have conceded defensively. I thought they were a bit shaky, which is not really what I maybe thought before about Napoli in this game. And I don't know, I still think that they are the favourite to go and win it, and because they've got the 5-point cushion is significant. But I think they will have to just, restart now this weekend, in a much better way than they did that game against Inter.
Yeah. So Juventus won their 7th Serie A game in a row on Wednesday, Jules, against Cremonese. And it was done very much in style, wasn't it?
Well, very much in Juve style, you mean, because 7th win in a row is impressive in the league, without conceding a single goal, by the way, in those 7 games.
It's not bad.
But they did it very much in the Juve style, which means scoring the only goal late, 1-0. Arkadiusz Milik direct free kick in the 92nd minute. They were lucky before that. They had 2 VAR calls, for them disallowing a goal. The second one especially was very dodgy, I thought. They were saved twice by the post. They had chances of their own and they could have scored earlier, of course, but it was just not a convincing performance again. But yeah, they keep winning. So maybe it's convincing if you win, I don't know. If you win 7 league games in a row, you must do something right. I just watched them and I can't see what is right, apart from the fact that they still managed to score 1 goal more than the opposition, and that's it. But I mean, yeah, it's an enigma for me, really. And they're third in the table now. So I guess well done.
Are they the type of team where, say, they win 1-0, but only because 1-0 is all they need? Like, if they were 1-0 down, would you back them to come back and win 2-1?
No, you're right.
Would. Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah. But then I watched them yesterday, and I think Cremonese are their second from bottom, I think. They're not a good team. And I'm watching, and I'm like, Juve can't win this game, and yet they win 1-0, and they're third in the table. And I'm like, how on earth can they be third in this table? How competitive Serie A is this season? And yet they're third. And I'm like, wow.
This is football, man.
That's crazy.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.